Howdy, folks. Would you all from needcoffee.com here. Back again for another Wayhomer. Here's how this works, for those of you who have not been with us before. Oh, here. I need some of that because we're in Atlanta. I've just left the cinema where I've seen a film, and I'm going to tell you about it on my way home. It just saves time that way, multitasking. And the film that we're here to talk about today is Super 8. So, Super 8. What do I say about Super 8? Synopsis is this. From a non-spoilerish point of view, you have a train, and I'm not giving anything away, this is all in the trailer, but basically, there is a train, small town in Ohio, train derails, and something that was on the train, a bit of cargo, goes astray, shall we say. Goes on a bit of a walkabout. And hijinks ensue. There are a bunch of kids who are trying to make a movie around the same time that this is happening. And there's a bunch of military people who are, led by Noah Emmerich. And basically when he shows up, you know something bad is going to happen. So anyway, that's pretty much your synopsis. And lots of weird shit happens. That is your hijinks. So, that's it. I don't want to give anything else away. Basically, here's the deal. Very interesting lead up to this film. Because you had the opening trailer, which basically told you nothing, except maybe there was a train involved. Then you have the second trailer, which revealed a part of what the film actually is, which we talked about on multiple podcasts. It's produced by Steven Spielberg, who unfortunately can no longer make Steven Spielberg movies. This is partly due, and mostly due to the fact that he, along with George Lucas and John Carpenter and a bunch of other directors, have been kidnapped by aliens and replaced by life model decoys. So we need a film. We still need Spielberg movies, but we need someone to make them, yes? And so enter J.J. Abrams, and that's what the second trailer felt like. It felt like that kind of fantastical, old school Spielberg. Like Close Encounters E.T. type of thing going on. So there was hope. And the good news is, the hope was, I think, well-founded. Because the film is basically a love letter to films of that type. Not just even Spielberg films, but just, I don't even want to say films of the 80s, because I don't think that's accurate, really. But I mean, films of that type that have, a group of pesky kids as the protagonists, and something strange going on, and adults who don't understand, and some kind of weird conspiracy, and shady government guys, and, aliens, and just weird shit. Basically, they've taken, J.J. Abrams, wrote and directed it, has taken a bunch of different films of that ilk, a bunch of different types of films, and tried to stick them all in a blender and ram it in there with a pool cue, and basically try to make a love letter to all of it at one time. Just that feel of that it keep coming back in my head to 80s film, and I don't know that's right, but I mean, when you think about the pesky kids running around, you got the Goonies and stuff like that, and you got E.T., and you got Close Encounters with a whoa and stuff like that, right? So, and the government conspiracy then in Close Encounters. So you've got all that stuff going on in one film. And it really works a lot better than it should, because once you kind of clue into the Frankenstein monster that Abrams is creating, and monster movies too, but once you clue into that, it's really sort of amazing to watch it all work, because it's all of that, but it's not shot like with the same sensibility of a film from that era, right? I think it's got, and I can never tell if it's just the shitty projection, I don't. It's not with that same kind of crystal clarity that comes from modern films. And I don't think we're watching it on a digital screen. Maybe it looks completely different on digital. But it had that same kind of soft feel to it that films like that do. But it still had yet a modern feel to it. And I don't mean that from the fact that J.J. Abrams loves lens flares so much that he would dry hump them if he could. I mean, it's just a blend of all of that type of cinema, like I said, rammed in a blender and put in a smoothie, a very tasty smoothie, and then you drink it and you're happy at the end of it. That's Super 8 in a nutshell. Part of the reason why it works, because it could have gone either way. It could have been just, you know, a very lumpy smoothie, like a smoothie that, I don't know about you, but you know what it is? It could have been a smoothie with texture issues, right? Where it was a bit too lumpy. You know, I don't know about you, but I like my smoothies to be smooth, hence the name. So it felt like it could have gone lumpy, but part of the reason that it doesn't is because you've got the kids that form the core of the story are really quite good. Especially Joel Courtney, who plays Joe Lamb, go figure, haha, I know someone who's going to find that amusing, and then also the young girl in the film, who you see in the trailer, it's like, I was sitting there going, wow, she is like really, really good, and then I saw the credits and I realized, oh, she's a Fanning, of course she's really good, they were grown in a lab to act. I mean, she's like really good, but I mean, the two of them are so good, and part of the reason why the film works with all this crazy stuff going on is two reasons. First, the kids are so very genuinely kids, and what I mean by that is the awkwardness and the inability to talk to one another without insulting each other and wanting to, you know, fit in and belong and do something special and succeed, and all that crazy stuff that we remember from, you know, back when we were that age in the 1870s, right? So, I mean, there's that going on, but there's also the fact that you've got family situations going on, right, which is par for the course for films like that, and that's actually really nice. And there's a real, I don't even want to say anything else about it other than this, but there's a great moment which talks about parents and what they are to kids that just really, really got to me. I mean, it was just like, wow, that was good. I mean, just, the whole film was pretty good, but that just kind of elevated it to a new level. So, I mean, yes, I enjoyed it. Yes, I think if you have any interest in films like that, or films that are calling back to films of that era, it's worth watching on the big screen. You know, is it a perfect film? No, but it's quite enjoyable, and it does what it does quite well. And I think if you go into it understanding that it's a love letter to all these different things, and it's trying to do all of them at once and spin a whole bunch of plates at the same time, like I said, it's not perfect, but it does a pretty damn good job with what it's doing. So, I mean, yeah, I would say it's catch it for a matinee. If you're looking to catch something this weekend, catch that on a matinee. I think it's worth seeing for the big screen because of some of the explodo that happens. And I would give it, I was leaning towards a 3.5, but the understanding as I processed it in my head as I was taking my tinkle break before I came out here to shoot this, I'm warming up more and more to what the film was. And, you know, I'd like to grade things on how well the film achieves the own goals, its own goals that it sets out for itself. That and the closing credits are priceless. So, yes, I would say I would recommend it. I'm very happy with J.J. Abrams. He did not make a Spielberg film. He definitely made a J.J. Abrams film, but he did so understanding what he was calling back to. And I think that's a hell of a job right there. So there you go, Super 8, another Wayhomer, done. We're going to back up and catch X-Men at some point. I'm going to try anyway. Anyway, so thank you to everybody for watching these things. I hope you do enjoy them. I actually had somebody, like a road engineer, blame me for being a bad role model for road safety, but I'm watching the road. I barely looked at you. I barely look at you because I'm busy driving. I'm not crazy. Anyway, so thank you to everybody who watches these things. If you do enjoy them, we would say please, stumble them, share them on Facebook. We now have Google +1 on the website where you can just share it that way too and recommend it to your friends and family. But we appreciate that. That really helps out more than you know. And of course, you can also support us by buying stuff from the Amazon store. Just go to the website and you'll find an Amazon search thing there on the side of pretty much every page. And if you're going to buy stuff from Amazon anyway, we say buy it through us and we get kickbacks, and that helps pay for things like the gas I am expending right now, which is rather pricey. So we'll talk to you next time. Bye.